Hey guys, hope everybody's having a good day. It's John Broussard. Hey, today we're going to discuss how do I water my plants and how do I keep them from root rotting and when do I know to water them. And I'm going to throw a little something else in there. I'm going to throw a pH meter in there that I also use, and I'll cover that. So if you stay with me, um, I'll go through it because these two things are very important. I think these are your top one, two, threes, or but the question is we're always wondering, at least I always have, and it's a big bother for me, is when to water my plants. The plants that I'm going to eat, and I can grow them and get the most out of them and all that, keep them healthy and not sick. My pH and my moisture and my watering, and so my my moisture meter here. See, I have it set in here. This one's a three-way. Some of them are two-way. Some of them are just one. I bought this one at Walmart for around 12, 15 bucks. It has a moisture, a light meter, and a pH meter in here. Now, this particular unit will read the pH in the soil. This pH is not made for the soil. This is the pH, the water only. So it's got the little eye down there where you stick it in the water and it reads it. Now see how this one here is, this moisture level here? And it's telling me, hopefully it comes out right, it's telling me it's in the red. That means it's getting dry. Now, this plant is still heavy. It's hard to weigh that. They say, oh, if it feels half the weight, then it's good to go, blah, blah, blah. But I'd rather go by my meter here to tell me you can see inside here. And so this one's ready to be watered. Now, if you see these other plants here that I have that tool in there and I have this tool in here. I've done read all these in here to see if they need water or not. These are the only two that need a little bit of water. So I'm going to only add it to these two plants. The other ones are still fine. So if I add water to them, I take the risk of getting root rot and done with everything with those. And then I got to start all back over again. So you can get this pH. This one's pH meter is AC Infinity, and this runs around 50 bucks. And this is what I test the water with. And then this one runs about $12, maybe 15 or so. Now, when you stick this one in the soil here, if I read the pH in the soil, I can tell how far I'm off. If this is too high on the pH in the soil, I can kind of start counter-reacting that, adjusting it if I need to. But if the main thing is, if I keep my pH water where I need to be, then as I'm adding water in here, I'm keeping my pH level where I need to keep it at. Now, if you have well water, I would even still pH it. Because what is our pH range? Our pH range is I think it's around 6 to 7. So our pH needs to be right around, with vegetable plants and all that other stuff, needs to be around 6 and 7. So why is pH so important? Because pH, if it's too high or too low, how the pH works with that, if it's out of parameters, your nutrients and all that plant won't pull it up, suck it up. It'll just stall out. It'll suck up water and a little bit of this, but a lot of your nutrients won't be sucked up into the plants. And so your plants are not going to be good. So that's why pH is so important to everything. So when I take my pH meter, I'll take it over here and let's just see what this one's out at. Let's see. I'm going to shake it, stick it down in there, and I'm going to shake it around. And I'm going to give it time to register. See, it's starting to drop. It started out at 7.1. 7.7, 6.7. If I give it a minute or so, it'll come down to 6.6 or so, and I'm all right with that because when I tested it before, I was at 8.2. I try to stay about 6.4, 6.5. So I stay in the mid range, somewhat right around there. So 7's my max. So I'm in that range. It's better than 8. So I didn't check it last time when I started putting it in there, and I forgot. And I went ahead and watered, and then I was like, oh man, I didn't check the pH level. Man, the water coming out of the faucet of city waters, see, there goes 6.6 now. It was coming out of my faucet's 8.2. That's way too high. So my plants are not going to do good in that. It won't suck up all my fertilizers, nutrients, and it's not going to do good. If I'm overwatering and all that, it's not going to do good. So I'm setting myself up for disaster if I don't do these two important things. Here's the pH level that I use, and I will show you how to boil the chlorine if you do have city water. You can get an RO system and all that other stuff, but I'm going to show you the pull bore way, or baller on a budget. This $10 bottle will last you a long time for pH, and it does not take much to add in there to bring that pH water down. Here's another, maybe a little tip. See, I've got these in a grow tent in here. So when I have bad weather days and stuff like that, I can bring them into this tent. And this is a view of it. This is a 2x4 tent. You see how much I got in there. I mean, they're starting at, it's 6 foot tall, cost about $150. They have all kind of different sizes you want. But when you got bad weather days and cool nights, it's around January, February, March. I think it's around March, and I'm sorry, January, February, March. Yeah, it's March, and so we still got cool weathers and all that. And like last night, it was going to hail and all that, and it was going to rain, and I already watered my plants. So I could bring them in here and get them out of the bad weather, and I can still grow. I got cool nights to come in, I can still grow in there. But I'd rather have them outside because you cannot beat the sun. The sun is gonna be the best for your plants. So I always try to take advantage of that. This is how I get rid of the chlorine. You can either run a filter. I just do that anyway, but this filter says it gets rid of chlorine and all that. It does not. A lot of the stuff's a lie, but it still runs it through a filter, catch some of the particles and stuff. This is an RV thing. You can't believe now anything you read on there. I tested it and all that. It's got chlorine all in it. It didn't capture none of it. So you put an aerator in here, a block with a pump, and aerate the water, which is going to charge your water, and it's going to energize it and give it more kick to it. It's going to help the plants out. Now I'll boil this or aerate it for 24 hours, and you smell the water after first minute or so. When you do it, it'll smell real chlorine boiling out of there, and then come back 24 hours later and smell it again, and you won't smell that chlorine as bad. Plants do not like chlorine, bodies don't like chlorine. But here's the pump that I have. This is a Brown's $35, $40 online. They have different versions of them. Here's that. Here's that. I've got a dimmer on the back. I can decrease the motor and all that. But I can do two. And I bought me some aerator stones. And so you just stick them in there, and I fill 5 gallons up at a time. I got total 10 here, and they're ready to go in 24 hours of water. Hope this helps. Hope this helps everybody, and help you on your grow and educate some of it. It educates me too as I learn and stuff. So I try to pass that along, what works and what doesn't. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'll try things, and when they don't work, I'm gonna tell you if they don't work, if they're junk or not. So stay tuned to more of my videos. No BS. Y'all have a good day.